For the delay, I got caught at the grocery store. So a bit of life admin today got me stuck only about 5 minutes late. And most people don't show up till they're a few minutes late anyway. But if you don't know me, my name is Andy. I do these live streams as often as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my process for my Makeover Monday, starting with the original data set, building some visualizations, and coming up with something final. So if somebody could please leave a comment in the chat, that would be helpful. So I know that you are alive and I can make sure that I can see everything. So when I'm looking to my side, it means that I am looking at you. So no offense there. Okay, so it looks like there's a couple of people online. You should be able to hear me okay. And I think we are good to go. Okay, you are alive. Excellent, great. Okay, thank you, Paul. And here we go. So Makeover Monday, week 10. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to ask. I will periodically look over at my other screen and see if there's any questions and comments. And yeah, so let's get going here. So this week we are in week 10. The visualization we're looking at is pretty simple here. It's just a map. Happy Monday, Fred. Is a map of annual median income of commercial pilots. Very, very niche. It's interesting that they can get that granular, but that's pretty cool. So yeah, nothing. I mean, the map is blue, right? There's not much to it. The darker, the higher the salary. The thing that I find quite strange about this visualization is here in the middle. You can see these really, really strange data ranges. I don't understand why they would do 68,960 all the way up to 96,380. That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. And it also looks like there are no pilots in. Oh God, why can I not remember what state that is? Oh God, that's terrible. Somebody help me. It's not Iowa. Oh God, Montana. That's North Dakota. South. Oh God, that's awful. Why can I not remember what state that is? Okay. Anyway, we'll pretend that I can remember what state that is. The data set itself is. I'm just going to open up both of these links here. So if we look at the data set itself, okay, that doesn't tell me much. That's just where they pulled the data from, and then this link is where you could actually pull down additional data. Okay, so Wyoming, thank you. That is unbelievably embarrassing. I've been gone from America for about 9 years, but I have been back, and I lived there for over 40 years, so I should remember where the states are. But anyway, it is surprising there's no pilots in Wyoming. Okay, so this doesn't really tell me anything that these notes here don't tell me. So let's just hop to it then. I'm going to go over to, and you can always just download the data straight from the dataset website. So let me swap over to Tableau, and I'm going to go ahead and connect to the dataset. Oh no, it's not downloads. It's in my Makeover Monday data. My files are very, very organized. I like being able to find things again. All right, and there's two sheets. All right, let's look at both of them. So if you click the little, so this is the area, so that's the state basically. All right, so that's that. If you click on the little icon here, I don't know if you can see what I did there, but there's a little icon that pops up that allows you to preview the data. So sheet one, okay, that's just okay, that's nothing. So we're going to drag the OES sheet over there, and I'm going to rename this to match the name of my file. And down here, if I look in the data pane, I can rename this area name as state. It doesn't make sense to not have it as state. And I'm going to change the geographic role to state in case I want to do a map. And some of these fields have numbers after them. So employment. So I think that's probably like the number of employed. What is this? Okay, we'll get rid of that. We're going to need to look at what these footnotes are for, but for now, I'm just going to go through and get rid of them. Okay, nothing there. Location quotient. And then I think that's the last one. Okay, yeah, so that's it. So let's go through here. And so one thing I could do, if I go back over here, now I don't know which ones were numbered. Let me open up the spreadsheet. Makeover Monday 2024. Oh, I think I already have it open. Okay, so these are the footnotes. So employment has footnote number 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just grab this here, this text, and which one has number 1? So number 1 is with employment. Okay, so let's go here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a comment, and I'm just going to paste that in there. And let's just make it maybe 14 something. So now when I hover over, I can see, at least when I hover over, I should be able to see. Come on. Why is it not showing me? Oh, no, wrong field. That's why. There we go. So estimates do not include self-employed workers. So you can see in the tooltip now when I hover over that. Okay, so number 2 is annual median wage. So I'm going to grab the text for number 2. Okay, and let's go back to Tableau. Let's create default properties, comment, and paste. Let's make it 14. I'll make it black so I can see it a bit better. Okay, there we go. Annual wages have been calculated by multiplying the corresponding hourly wages by 2,080 hours. Okay, so it's assuming 2,080 hours per year. Number 3, so let's look at this one here. And this goes with employment percent and wage percent error. Okay, so employment percent and these two default properties. Oh, it's not going to let me add a comment to both at the same time. That's okay. So comment, paste, 14, make it black. Okay, so now I can copy that. So relative standard error is a measure of the reliability of a survey statistic. The smaller the error, the more precise the estimate. Okay. So default properties, comment, paste. And then we've got one more footnote, which I think is number 9. And let's just copy this. I'm just doing this so I don't have to go back and forth between the different sheets. So number 9 is location quotient. Location quotient, default properties, comment, paste. Okay, so let's see. The location quotient is the ratio of the area concentration of occupational employment to the national average concentration. A location quotient greater than 1 indicates the occupation. So there's the pilots has a higher share of employment than average. Okay, and the location less than 1. All right, so that makes sense then. All right, so let's bring state and location quotient, and if we sort that. So this means that this is higher. This has a higher index. So if I look at that again, a location quotient greater than 1 indicates the occupation has a higher share of employment than average. And a location quotient, yeah. So location quotient is the ratio of the area concentration of occupational. Okay, so it's basically there's a lot of pilots that live in Alaska. That's kind of what that means. And if I scroll down, we can see that Massachusetts is the smallest number. I don't really know what that's going to tell us, but that's okay. And then employment looks at, let's see what employment is here. Let's go back. Employment is, okay, so that must just be the number of people that are employed. Let's go over here and double check. Estimates for detailed occupant do not include. Okay. Okay, so that's the total number of. What else were we looking at here? Employment percent, relative standard error. So let's see what that is. Number 3, measure of reliability. The smaller the relative error, the more precise the estimate. Okay, so that's kind of tough to use. So we're probably going to ignore that column and ignore those 2 columns. Employment per 1,000 jobs. So this is telling us in Alabama, there's about 0.6 of a person for every 1,000 jobs. Okay, so that makes a bit sense as well. So let's get rid of these 2. So I'm going to hide those so I don't get confused. So number of employees, annual mean wage, right? So we have something like that. So what we could do, okay. So I'm just gonna start throwing some ideas together. So let's take the state and put it on detail, and then let's put measure name, measure values onto the rows, and make this a line, and then state on path. Okay, nope, didn't want to do that. Measure names on path. Okay, so now each line. Okay, and then let's rank these. Rank, and this should be compute using state, compute using state. Okay, there we go. And then let's turn this upside down. Where's reversed? Okay. So we're trying now to compare the rank of the number of people employed to the salary. Don't know if that's telling us a whole lot, but it is a value. Employment per 1,000. Let's try that one instead. Make that a rank and compute using state. Okay, now what does that tell us? So in Nevada, so let me put, let's put those all in detail. Okay, so in Nevada, they rank 5th in wages, and there are points, let's see, so 7 point per 10. Okay, I think I'm going to change this. So employment per jobs. So I'm just going to take this number and multiply it by 100. This number will make more sense to me. And then let's do rank and then compute using state. Okay, so now when I look at that, let's get rid of, oh, which one is it here? Okay, so now if I look here, so now I'm looking at 78 out of 100, every 100,000 jobs. So that's a bit easier for me to understand what that actually means. Okay. So right now we're just looking at a slope graph. The annual mean wage is 143. So we're ranking the wage and we're ranking the number of people per 100,000 jobs. I don't know if there's a relationship there, but let's have a look. We're going to look at a different way of that. And then median wage, and let's look at state on detail. All right, so then we got that Alaska outlier. So there's not really a relationship between these two, but that's okay. If I look at employment, so there's 6,400 people employed in Florida as pilots. And then in Wyoming, there's 0. Okay, that's fine. Connecticut, 200, but they have a low salary. And then in Florida, they have a mean wage of 131,000. Okay. So what if I use employment instead of, so employment, let me use employment here instead. Rank, state. I'm just trying to figure out a way to compare these a bit better. So Florida ranks first in the number of employees, Oh, but I need to put both of these onto detail as well. So Florida, for example, California, where is it here? Florida ranks first in number of employees, but 12th in wages. Okay, and down here, Puerto Rico is 48th in employees. But that makes sense because it's a smaller number. It's a smaller number of people living there. So I think I need to, let's get rid of that. I think I do need to, oops, didn't want to do that. I think I want to use the employees per 100,000 because then it normalizes the data. So rank state. Okay, so if I look here now, in Puerto Rico, there's 97 or 10 people out of every 100,000 jobs are pilots. Okay, what does that tell me? Not a whole lot. Let's see. Rank of annual, okay. Let's call this wage rank. And then this one we could call employees rank. Right, okay, any questions so far? I don't see any questions in the chat so far. Okay, there's only 10 of you, so that's okay. Maybe I threw some people off by being late. Right, so let's look at another way we could do this then. So I'm going to put these, let me put state onto detail. And I'm going to put them on the same axis. No, that's not what I want to do. How did I do this before? Okay, so this basically just gives us a slope graph. Doesn't really tell us a whole heck of a lot. I think what might be interesting, let's see if we can, what this looks like if we split it up by state. Okay, just need to find some calculations here. Here we go. Okay. So these are my trellis chart calculations. So I'm just going to save these. And then let me duplicate this. These are both need to be discrete. Let's put that there, that there. Compute using state, compute using state, and then fit entire view. Okay, so this gives us Alabama, Alaska. So these are all in alphabetical order. Okay, and then I can duplicate that, but I'm going to make these. I don't want measure names. I want to have state on path. No, let's make these bars. And then let's make them as thin as they'll go. And get rid of the border. And then let's make it a dual axis. And synchronize. Oh, that doesn't look right. It's upside down. Let's make it a Gantt bar. And then the height is going to be measured values. That doesn't look right, does it? Yeah, it doesn't look right. What I was trying to do is make these almost like a bar chart. So if I make this a bar, oh, it's because the axis is upside down. So how can I do that then? So I think for the rank of the employees, I want that to be, I want the higher number of employees. Okay, so I need to, no, that's right. The higher employees per 100, that's right. Shit, I'm trying to get this to go down. So let me show you. If I edit the axis and I unreverse it, I get the look I want. So I want these kind of like legs, but I wonder if I make these a rank ascending, would that change anything? Rank ascending. No. And then let's, so now if I edit the axis and I reverse it, oh, I'm still getting the same thing. Well, that didn't work out very well, did it? Okay, so let me, if I make this an area chart, what will it look like? Border. Okay. Huh. How can I fix that? I need to get, yeah, so that's gone. That's gone. Okay, so my rank is gone there. What I'm trying to do is I want these sticks to go down. So if I look at, so how many rows do I have? I've got 49 and 49. So I could do, can I do this or not? How can I do this? Again, if I make these Gantt bars and I put measure values on size, yes, that's not going to work. How have I done this before? I know I've done this before, but now I can't remember how. Let me try. Let me duplicate the sheet. I'm gonna filter down to just a couple of states to make it a bit easier to look at. Okay, that's fine. Oops. Okay, so it should give me a 3x3 matrix. Okay. So what if I just make this an area? And it's going to go up, but I don't want it to go up. I want it to go down. Why am I making this more difficult than it needs to be? So this, I'm just going to make it an area just so it's easier to look at. So I want to get the, okay, let's make this, let's make it a Gantt bar again. I'm a bit stuck. Shoot. And I can't put, I am baffled here. I mean, this doesn't really tell me a whole hell of a lot. I could color code them. Let let's call this a wage over indexed. Wage rank greater than employee rank. So I would say wage rank is greater than employee rank. And if I put that onto color and I compute using state, then I get two colors. Wage rank is greater than employee rank. Why is that not working right? Oh no, we want to say less than, backwards. There we go. So that gives us which ones are higher, which ones are lower. This is like a very, very uninteresting data set. Maybe what I'll try to do, what is the target audience of the viz and what questions are we trying to answer? That is an excellent question, Monica. Well, in this case, I'm the target audience because I'm trying to figure out the data for myself. If I go back to, that's a really good point. If we go back to the original visualization, maybe I could go back even here. Let's see if it says at the top. Pilots and navigated flight effects. Occupational wages and right. So what does this really tell me? Employment of commercial pilots by state. Yeah. And then location quotient. States with the highest concentration of jobs and location quotients. Why does the location quotient matter? Oh, that's where they're over-indexed compared to, yeah, and then average mean wage. So if we focus just on the wage, maybe I'm just overcomplicating this. If I focus just on the wage, then I could say it's almost like, where do pilots make the most money, right? But the target audience of that, would it be pilots? Because are these maybe the richer states just in general, although Alaska isn't? That wouldn't be one of the richer states. And it gives us percentiles. Is that the? Yes, that gives us percentiles, but that doesn't tell us a whole lot either. Does that answer your question, Monica? I'm not. Do I need to reverse the axis? So Swathi, I don't want to reverse the axis because when you're looking at ranks, for us, the best rank is number 1. So that's why we want it at the top. So here we've got rank number, Alabama is ranked, let's see, it's ranked number 33. Let's see what's going on here. What is going on? Something's not right here. Yeah, so this doesn't even look right. All right, let's try something here. I need to go back. So Alabama is 33rd in wages and 8th in employees. Okay, so Alabama is, yeah, so 8 and 33. So this is 8, this is 33. Oh boy. If I reverse the axis, then that would put number 8 at the, but maybe I should do that. No, because I want to say a higher rank means that there are more employees. And here for the wages, a higher rank means they make more money. Okay, but maybe I should just focus on, let me just change the, I could just go back to the map. And if I just look at, the wage, we just get something like that, right? So that's the kind of, it's basically the same map that they have, just with better colors. Yeah. We could maybe, maybe we can create bins. And so the minimum is 0. So, okay, so let's set our bins to like 20,000. No, let's make them like, yeah, let's make them 50,000. 50. And if we put that onto color, make that a map, right? Then we can see, right? So that's our average salaries. Does that tell us anything? Not really. This is crap. Okay, I'm going to see if I can bring in some kind of mapping data. Let's see, do I have something here? So I don't want the tile map. I think I want to join to this one. Okay, I'm going to try something here. So let's edit the data source. Oh, you know what? I think, let me see. So let me go back out here. So Joshua Milligan hex map. Okay. So he should have a new one with, I thought he had a new one with Puerto Rico, right? So we want this one. Downloads. Hex dates with PR. So I'm going to move that here. And then I'm also going to, okay, so now I'm going to just try to do a hex map to see if that's any better. So let's edit the data source. We want to add a new data source, which is a spatial file. I want to go to data sources, hex dates with Puerto Rico. And let's drag this over to the right. Come on. And we want to say here that state equals state. And then I'm not worried about that. Okay, so let's try, we don't need that. Okay, we're just going to do that for now. So let's just get rid of that. Okay. So we have a hex map now, and I wonder if we could do something with this now. Well, even if I look at the rank, can I create a bin on a rank? I can't. Okay. Let me just put that on color. And that gives me 1 through 49. Okay, I'm going to try something here. So I'll call this employees rank bin. Okay, so I want to say something like, if, let's see, so if I want to break this up into bins of 5. So let me just look at so what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide these by, I'm trying to make bins without having to write a long calculation. Let's see, so if it's less than or equal to 10, then 1 through 10. I'm trying to avoid doing something like this.
Are you done?
No. That's okay. This won't take too long. Else, let's just call this 1,249. Eva? Eva?
Yeah.
Are you going to take Maggie with you?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's drag this onto color instead. Compute using, okay. So is that any better? If I make this now, let's go with, let's try this palette. Okay, so that shows us where they rank, kind of like, they ranked 1 through 10 or 11 through 20, something like that. I don't know what you think of that so far. And Wyoming is 1 through, but Wyoming is, what's going on here? That can't be right. Where's my table? Something's not right here. That's fine. And we want to do, I'm doing employees per 100,000 rank. So DC is nothing. So why is Wyoming? Okay, let's see. Employees per 100,000. Oh, okay. So Wyoming does have 85, but I think they had no wages. No wages rank. So 49th in wages, but 3rd in number of employees. Okay. So I guess that is right. Okay. Divide and truncate. Yeah, I probably could have done that. That's what I was trying to do, Monica. I couldn't get the thought in my head for some reason. So this tells us like the rank of the employees. It's sort of like bins the employees. And let me just, no, I don't want to duplicate that one. I want to duplicate this one. And let's call this the wage rank bin. And now I should be able to just drag the wage rank onto each of these. Okay, and then if I change this now, so let me, I should be able to drag this on as a second layer. And then on this second layer, I want to put state on detail. And this is going to have my wage rank bin. And then let's make this a shape. Oops, not that. I want to do shape. Maybe for now, I'll just make it a circle just so I can see what it's doing. I'll fix it later. Okay, so we get something like that. And then let's use a different color palette. So we used blue for that one. Why is there a green in there? That's weird. Let's try that. I probably should reverse the colors as well. Oh boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let me do this again. So that was where was my color palette for that? That was Lightning Watermelon. That gives you like a brownish color. That's a bit weird. 4, 5. Okay. Now, is that telling us anything whatsoever? I don't think so. I did something like this a couple weeks ago and also didn't like how it turned out, but I'm running out of time, so I'm probably just going to have to wrap this up. So if I put maybe a white halo on that, no, I didn't want to do that. Why did that not give me the option for a border? Okay. So I could do something like that. So something that is light blue, but dark red means there's few pilots, but they make a lot of money. I think that's what that means. So let me put, let's see. Where are we looking at here? My wage rank. So I want to have my, where's my measure? Employee median wage. Let's put that on detail. And then this one is my employees per 100,000 ranks. Let's put that on detail. Okay, so if we look at dark and dark, we see it's got a high wage and high number of pilots per 100,000. Okay, so I'm going to actually rename this. So I'll call this pilots per capita. That'll be easier to understand. And rename, let's call this mean wage. Okay, I'm just trying to make some easier to understand metrics now too. So let's rename this as, this is our pilots per capita rank. And then this one is my, let's rename this as my mean wage rank. And let's rename this as my mean wage bin. And then this one is my, this is my pilots per capita. Bin. Okay, something like that. When I look at the screen, it looks kind of pretty. It looks prettier on the live stream than it does on mine. So let me just come up with. I really need to go too, but I need to come up with a different color palette here for these. Maybe if I did. How can I reverse these? Okay, let me just. I'm just going to reverse them. Because now if I go in here and I assign the colors, so let's do Phillies red and assign palette. Okay, and then same thing for this one. Let me just reverse the colors or reverse these. And now if I go in and assign colors, let's do the Phillies blue. Where'd that go? Where'd it go? Just lost it. Phillies blue. And then assign. Right, so something that's white and white. but I can't put a border on it, which is like super annoying. What if I make it just automatic and then I just change the size? Does that do anything? Okay, that doesn't do anything. Anyway, I don't know. What do you think? I think it's pretty terrible. What I'm looking for is a dark color. So let me see. I can put a border on these, I know. So let's make that white and get rid of the halo. And then it'd be great if I could put a border on this. Why can't I put a border on that? If I make that orange, make it white. Yeah, that doesn't help me much, does it? Oh, there we go. That's okay. It's not great, but at least it's something to distinguish them. It's nice. Thank you, Monica. You're being very kind. It looks very American, right? Red, white, and blue. I think I'm going to need to put these borders back on as well. What did I choose here? Now I want to go with maybe something grayish. Okay, there we go. Let me get rid of the halo. None. So at least my borders match now between the inner and the outer. I don't know. I don't love it. But there's no, I don't know why I can't put a border on this. It's like super annoying. Okay, maybe something like that. Anyway, what I think I need to do now is I need to, so I've got my medium wage. I need to put probably the rank on there as well. Yeah. And I'm going to put the state name on here. Oh, that messed everything up, didn't it? Let's make that a attribute. But that actually added, what did that do? Oh, nothing, okay. And then on this one, I want to put the state on here as well. And then we need to have the pilot's per capita rank. And pilots per capita. Okay, so what do we got now? So the inner one, the red, is our wage. So I don't need the bin. I don't need this in the tooltip. I don't need that in the tooltip. Okay, so the mean wage, it's ranked 9th. I can actually change this now. No, that's okay. It's ranked 9th. I don't need the range. So where's my range? That's the bin, wasn't it? Why is that still in the tooltip? Mean wage bin along state abbreviation. Mean wage. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. That's why. Okay, so Alaska, the mean wage and the rank. Okay. And then this one, the outer should be pilots per capita. So I could probably now rename that pilots per 100,000. And then let's default properties, number format. Let's make this currency custom. Change that to a $sign. Okay. So it ranks 9th, ranks 1st. Okay, so now I should be able to edit my tooltip. So I'm going to make this Alaska. Preview. Oh. Okay, yeah, Alaska. And pilots per 100,000. And then rank. What does that look like? 5 per 100,000. Okay, I think let's per capita. Where is it here? So let's do number format. No, that's okay. I can leave it like that. So, and then here with the wages tooltip, state, mean wage, and then rank. So my tooltips aren't great. Let me go in here. Let's make this nice and big. Mean wage is 133,000. The rank is 9. Okay, so that's fine. So now the other thing I'll need to do, I need to go, but I need to come up with a title that is something like so it's going to be something like, you know, where do pilots get paid the most, and something like how many pilots are in the population. I know this is a terrible way of putting it, but I'll have to come up with a title that's something like that. But I do need to go. I'm sorry I was a few minutes late. Let me turn that's okay. So thanks again for coming. A bit disappointing this week, I'm sorry, but it's a very difficult data set actually, because there's not really any insight to find in this. So it's not very interesting. What I could do is if I duplicate this twice, I could split it up into two maps, of course. So I could let me get rid of that one, and we just have the blue. And then on this one, I could make this automatic, and then get rid of this one, and that gives us just the red. So if I put that on label, so you could put them side by side, I suppose. What is my label 9? Why is it giving me the label so big? Isn't that weird? Look how gigantic the label is. What the heck is that? Oh, I think it's because it reset the size. Well, anyway, maybe I'll just move it to the first tick to get them the same. Yeah, there we go. So you could do them maybe side by side. Makes a bit more sense here. I don't know, because you've got that and you've got that. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to compare them, and that was the idea behind the slope graph. But that's not helping me either. This would have turned out very nice, I think, if I was able to. I don't know what's going on here now. Oh, the order just reversed. If I could have made this filled in, but that doesn't work because of the ranks. So yeah, I think I'm going to have to call it quits there. Okay. I'm undecided yet how I'm going to proceed with this. I'll probably end up going with this one just because it looks decent. But I'm not sure. Okay, thank you everybody very much, and I hope you enjoyed this and at least learned something. If you wouldn't mind, before you drop off, if you could just type one thing in the chat, one thing that you learned would be super helpful for me to consider going forward. So in the chat, real quick, one thing that you learned today. And I will watch the stream as you fill it up, because you will leave comments, right? So there's still only 10 of you, but if you could just leave a quick comment. So how to do the maps, so how to do the hex maps. So thank you, Monica. And Rolly says thank you, instead of leaving me a comment about what she liked the best. Maybe she liked thanking me the best, possibly. Okay, so this isn't going as well as I thought. Layering the maps. Okay, that's good. Thank you, Rolly. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you again, everybody. Have a wonderful week, and I will be back soon. Bye.